Hey, what's up guys, it's your girl Sugar Sade, back again with another video. Before I get started with this video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking my videos, who's been subscribing to my channel, and who's been commenting and communicating with me in the comments down below. We hit 500 subscribers this month, so I'm like super excited, and we're on our way to 1,000. So today's video is going to be about how to survive night shift and basically my overall experience with night shift as a whole. So unfortunately, when you start out at a new job, especially as a new grad, you're more than likely going to get hired on night shift. So I'm going to break this video up into two parts. The first part is going to be my list of pros and cons of night shift, and the second half is going to be about my solution and how to survive night shift and excel. So make sure you watch this video all the way through if you want to hear all of the information. Let's get into it. First, pros. So my first pro of working night shift is, of course, the main big difference when you work night shift is the money. You get a nighttime differential. It can range from as low as $3 and as high as $10 more an hour. Where I have two jobs. So one of my jobs give me a nighttime differential on weekdays of $5 more an hour, and then on weekends $7 more an hour. And then my other job gives me a nighttime differential of, on the weekdays, $4 more an hour, and then on weekends $8 more an hour. Crazy, right? That really makes a big difference in your paycheck and for your money throughout the whole year. At the end of the year, yeah, you're gonna see a difference. For example, if you get hired and they say, hey, I'm gonna give you $40 an hour, that's your base pay. That if you're working day shift, that would be your hourly pay, right? But if you work night shift, $40 an hour is gonna be your base pay, and then you'll make $45 an hour if you have a $5 nighttime differential, and then on weekends, if you have a $7 nighttime differential, you're gonna make $47 an hour. So if you just work days, you make $40 an hour, and if you work nights, you're gonna make $45 or $47 an hour. Which, if you can stand night shift, then that is great. Get your coin. So let's just do the math. If you make $40 an hour for 36 hours a week, because you work 3 12-hour shifts, and times 4 weeks, that's for a month, that's going to be $5,760 a month times 12 months in a year. That's going to be about $69,120 a year, just working full-time at $40 an hour. Now for nighttime differentials, you don't get the nighttime differential the whole entire shift, depending where you work. Where I work, we get our regular base pay until 11:30 at night, and then from 11:30 until 7:30 in the morning, that's when we get our differential. So what I'm going to do to calculate that amount is I'm going to average the numbers. So when I average the numbers, I got about $46 an hour. So I'm going to do $46 an hour times 36 hours a week times 4 weeks in a month, which is $6,624 a month. Now times 12 months in a year, that's $79,488 a year. So I'm going to minus, what did I say that the day shift made was $69,000, so minus $69,120 a year. That's a difference of about $10,368 a year, just for working at night. So if you can swing it, get that extra $10,000 a year, it can be pretty profitable. And this is before taxes, of course. Okay, so my second pro for working night shift is that usually it's a slower pace than day shift. You won't have as many admissions, you won't have as many discharges, depending where you work. And for a good portion of the night, most of your meds are passed, and most of your patients will be sleeping, and there's not as many tasks to do. So consequently, you don't end up working as hard as you would during the day shift. My third pro to working night shift is that there's not as much like management and supervising staff there. There's not as many managers, supervisors, doctors, like all those people. So it's a little more of a lax environment overall. You don't have someone always watching you, hounding you. So if you like that, then that's another plus. Number 4 is a huge one, and I probably should have said it earlier, but it's if you have kids, night shift can be really, really good. A lot of my coworkers work night shift because they have kids and their kids are in school. If you work the day shift, you're going to work from 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Who's going to take your kids to school? Because school starts around 7:30 a.m. when you have to be at work. And depending on how long your commute is, you're not going to be able to take them to school or get them ready for school because you're getting ready for work or you're already driving on your way to work. Secondly, if you get out at 7:30 p.m., who's going to pick your kids up from school? Not you. Somebody else has to, because what school or even after school programs don't even stay open until past 6 usually. So it's really hard, especially if you're a single mom or dad, to work day shift and have kids that are in school. Also, if you work night shift, you will be tired, but you get to spend more time with your kid. You can pick them up from school before you go to work, work throughout the night, and then when you get off in the morning, you sleep a couple hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then you wake up and you spend the evening with your kids. Number 5 is actually my personal favorite, and it's when you work night shift, you never, ever, ever have to go to bed at a decent time. You can go to bed at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and still get up for work and be fine. You can go out the night before you go to work. You can go out with your friends. You can go to dinner. You can go to a party. Come home at 2 in the morning. Sleep from 2 in the morning till 8, to whatever time you want, because you don't have to really be up until like the evening for your night shift, because your night shift starts at 7 p.m. that next night. So I never have to worry about plans. I'm like, I can go out, sure. A lot of my coworkers who have been working night shift for years say they choose to stay on night shift because they feel that they can do more things when they work night shift. They work throughout the night, they come home, take a power nap, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours, and then they do stuff throughout the day. Whatever errands, they work out, they be with their kids, they do whatever they want, and then they repeat. Yes, they don't probably sleep as much as other people, but it's very doable. All right, so that pretty much wraps up all the pros that I have for night shift. If you made it this far and you like what I've been saying, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more videos just like this. Liking my videos and commenting really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps my videos get seen by more people, and it helps me grow my channel. So thank you. Let's get into the cons. Con number 1, you're always tired. And I mean always tired. Like always tired. Oh. But yeah, you're always tired because you're a professional vampire and you're up all night and you're asleep all day. So when you're off work and it's time to be a normal human again, it's really, really, really hard to adjust back to that normal human schedule. And when you do, you're always sleepy throughout the day because you're used to being up all night. And to be honest, when you're at work at night, you're sleepy at night too, because that's just not natural for your body to be up during that time. Number 2, if you're not a disciplined person, you are not going to be productive on your days off. You will just come home from work and sleep the entire day. And I struggle with this because I love to be productive. I'm naturally a productive person. I like to work out. I like to do things. I like to make a list and do my tasks for the day. That's the kind of person I am. And since working night shift, I've struggled with that. I always say, okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to sleep a couple hours and I'm going to wake up and do this, and this. And it never seems to happen. I go home, I sleep. I've even set an alarm and I snooze that alarm and I go back to sleep. And then boom, I wake up at 5 p.m. and my whole day is gone. and I didn't do any of the tasks that I wanted. And by the time I get up, shower, get ready for the day, it's already like 6, 7 o'clock at night. And like, what are you gonna do? What can you do? Nothing, really. Number 3 is you might gain weight. And that's because, one, you're probably sleeping throughout the day and not working out, being productive, like I said in the last thing. But also, you tend to snack more when you work night shift. I don't know why. It's because maybe you have more downtime, or maybe you want to eat something to make yourself stay awake, but you end up eating more. There are a small portion of people that have told me that they have lost weight working night shift because they sleep throughout the day and they normally would have ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now, since working night shift, they sleep through breakfast, wake up, eat lunch, and then bring a dinner at work and eat that. So that may be you, but for a lot of people, we be snacking. Number 4 is a big one, and it actually happened to me at first. And that is, it can cause depression. And it's something to do with the circadian rhythm and being disrupted, and cortisol levels being heightened, which also makes you store more fat and feel more stressed and more tense, because our bodies really aren't meant to be nocturnal. We're not raccoons. That's not what our bodies are meant to do. And that is why they pay that nighttime differential, because they know that it can be very taxing on the body and have negative effects. And it is hard. If you don't manage your time well working night shift and aren't very disciplined, it can really make you depressed and make you feel like all you do is sleep and work and sleep and work. And then you just don't feel as good. You don't leave you just feeling down, just feeling blah, and just sad overall. Number 5 con is that it can have really negative effects on your body overall. Since working night shift, my migraines have increased so much. I get them all the time now. I feel more tense. I have to participate in more self-care activities like meditation and stretching, deep breathing, getting massages, stuff like that I never really had to do before. Now I kind of have to do it to feel good and normal. Lastly, the 6th con is that on your day, you kind of lose a day off working night shift. For example, if you work day shift, you work 3 days and you're off for 4 days. You get off at 7 p.m., you go to sleep, and you're off for the next 4 days, right? When you work night shift, you worked your 3 days and you're off for 4 days. When you get off in the morning from work, that's your first day off. So that first day, you go home and you go to sleep. That's your night, because you've been up all night. You wake up on your day off and you go to sleep. So you sleep that entire day and you kind of lose that day. That just feels like your night. And then you're only off for the next 3 days. All right, guys, that's the pros and cons that I have for you. If you made it this far in the video, please leave a comment down below telling me, what do you think? Would you work days or nights? Do you think the pros outweigh the cons, or do the cons outweigh the pros? I'm interested to see what you guys think. Now into the second part of the video, I'm going to tell you guys tips and tricks on how to survive night shift and how to combat all those negative cons that come with night shift. So what a lot of people like to do that work night shift is they like to stack their shifts 3 in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And they live like a vampire for those 3 days. And for the next 4 days, they switch their schedule back to a normal schedule. So that first day they're off. They come home at 7, they get off at 7:30 in the morning. They get home around 8:30, however long it takes you to get home, and they make sure they only sleep max like 3 hours. So say you get home at 8:30, you get home at 8, you shower, you get in bed by 8:30, you sleep from 8:30 to, let's say, 12. You make sure you wake up at 12 and you live your day like a normal day. And you go to sleep at a normal time. Say you go to bed at 11 p.m. and then the next day wake up at 9 a.m. and then your schedule is more regulated. And trust me, that is a lot easier said than done. I've tried it many times and I've still not mastered that. Some days I do it, some days I cannot. Takes a lot of discipline. Also, make sure that if you work night shift, make sure you do maintain your exercise routine and stay active, eat healthy, maintain that healthy lifestyle, because not only is exercising and eating healthy going to boost your energy, your morale, your mood, and keep you more productive, get you up and going, but it's going to keep you from gaining that weight that we talked about earlier. And it combats that depression because it releases those endorphins. And it's a great stress relief because night shift makes you tense. We need that outlet. Next is to stick to a routine. Make a list of tasks to do. Have times that you dedicate to certain things and stick to it. Don't let yourself slack. Do it. You make that routine, you make that schedule, and you stick to it. Takes a lot of discipline. Discipline is the word of the day. I'm gonna put it right here. Discipline. Because that's what you need to survive night shift overall. Also, to avoid excessive tiredness from night shift, make sure you get your however many hours you need. Some people need 6 hours to feel good. Some people need 8. Some people need 10. Whatever your hours are that you need, make sure you get it. However you need to get it, just make sure you get it. If you need to come home, sleep a couple hours, be productive, and then sleep a couple more hours before going back to work, then do that. Or if you need to come home and just knock out for 8 hours straight, then do that. So just make sure you are getting your hours of sleep that you need, because that just minimizes everything. I've noticed that a lot of people that get burnt out from night shift is because they're not sleeping. They're like sleeping 2 hours, and I've been guilty of this. Coming home from work and going straight into going out with people or doing some kind of task that I wanted to do, and I need to prioritize my sleep first. Get your sleep first, then get the task done later. All right, and last but not least, to survive night shift, you need to have a positive mindset. Do not dwell on all the negatives that you can dwell on. Don't be like, oh, I have to go to work. Oh, I'm so tired. Well, don't be complaining all the time, because when you complain and you speak negative things, that is your reality. You want to speak positive affirmations and boost yourself up, motivate yourself, because whatever you think is whatever you feel, and that is your reality. All right, guys, so that's what I have for you. So see you in my next video. Thanks for tuning in, and bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.